Hey, family, Tech man, how's your spirit? Talk to me. Tell me something good. Today's topic is forgiveness. I'll give y'all a little bit of time to come on in, and we can get busy. Okay. As you guys know, the name of this program is called TACC. What's up, my boy?
What up? What up? What up, Rich? I'm on
Yeah.
the rain, man.
Uh,
I'm on the rain doing what I.
yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do, baby boy.
Yeah,
Where you at?
yo,
Okay, right there.
yeah. I'm on the rain. Trees are
Well,
falling down and
I
all
love,
that, man.
I love the rain. The rain is a beautiful thing.
Oh. I love it when it rains and it snows.
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I be seeing Al. Yo, Al looking good, man. He's looking real good, man.
Yeah, him and Russ.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, but L got mad fat. I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
man,
Yeah, he got big.
yeah.
They came and took me to when I was in the shelter. They came and took me to the BBQs.
Oh
And
yeah,
man, it's hard. He got shot in his leg or his knee or some shit like that.
who L?
Yeah, the police shot him.
Oh, that's a lawsuit.
Nah, he was on a lawsuit. Yeah, I mean that was years ago, man. He been a pastor for 17 years.
Oh,
So he ain't in that life no more.
oh yeah, he not in that life no more. You know.
Yeah. Let
Oh,
me see something.
that's a good thing though, man. I want to know if L remember me, man. Cause I used to be up in Fanny House when they used to all be coming from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, we had Case Building was jumping. They was jumping. It was jumping hard. You know, Brooklyn dude. And you know something? Make you laugh? Everybody used to scatter when they used to come around.
Yeah.
They used to run. You know? Ah
Hmm.
man.
What happened?
Huh? Nah. Nothing happened.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going I'm going home now, but yo, that was the thing, man. Yo, I wish I wish we could bring back those days, man.
No, those days is we just got to make better ones. That's all.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you just got to make better days, baby.
Yep.
Yeah, everything in time.
Yeah, everything in time, man. Cause I keep calling Cecil to ask Cecil, what is Charles doing for Memorial Day and all that. Cecil, like, y'all don't mess with my brother. You know, I know why he don't mess with Charles. Cause Charles deals with the white people, and Cecil don't like white people. You know,
Uh,
so that's why. Cause I wanted. Cause see, I'll tell Charles, tell him right up the rip, Charles, he's doing something. Rich is doing something. We just we just need you to come on the show and talk. Okay? That'll boost your ratings up more.
you talked to him?
Oh, Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you told him that?
Yeah.
And what would he say?
He said he gonna think about it.
Well, nigga ain't coming on my show.
Oh. Rich.
Sydney.
We know that, but just get him to talk. You
No,
know,
but you got to understand though, Johnny. They think I'm still the old Richie. You know what I'm
yo,
saying? They think I'm still the old Richie. You know,
yo,
and I understand.
Cecil, Cecil be asking me. I be like Cecil, yo. I be telling Cecil, I be like, yo, Cecil, it is what it is, but yo, you know, Cecil be like, I be like, yo, Cecil, no job is hiring us. You know, we got to scramble, and Cecil don't even know. He be like, what is scrambling? I be like, Cecil, that's hustling. We called it scrambling back in
Yeah,
the
but they
day.
they they, they never did that. The only one that
They,
that was anything like that was Lonnie, and he was a crackhead.
yo, Lonnie was running customers.
Yeah,
He,
that's what I'm saying. He was a crackhead. So Lonnie, Charles went to school, and before they moved to our block, they lived in Okinawa, Japan. You know what I mean?
no,
In
no,
in
no,
in
no,
the
no, no, no,
service.
no, no. They lived in Mr. Morgan's building on 141st Street and 8th Avenue. Then they came
Yeah.
up the hill.
No, but
Then
I'm
they,
saying before that, they pops was in the service, and
but
they was in Japan.
yeah, that's
So
when
they kind of grew up in Japan as well.
that's when they was real young, real
Hmm.
young. Cause I knew Cecil since he was 10, since he
Yeah,
was 10. Cause
yeah.
they moved, cause they got burnt out. They got burnt out on 141st Street and 8th Avenue. They got burnt out. Mr. Morgan moved them up the hill, and me and Cecil became real tight.
Hmm.
You know, because Lonnie was fucking with Bridget. Lonnie was
That's what
fucking
he
with
got his
Bridget.
kids by.
Nah, nah, yo. Lonnie keep thinking that's his daughter. That's why he's bugged out now.
Who
Bridget was
daughter is
telling
he?
her, huh?
Who daughter is
Brid-
it?
I don't know, but I know Bridget was fucking with somebody. Bridget was fucking with me, LD, which was Kate's cousin, and all that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
she used to be up there at Fanny House a lot.
yeah, she was fucking with LD.
Her brother, Fanny brother.
Yeah, LD. No, that was Fanny's cousin.
Oh, okay.
Don't make me spill the beans, Rich. That was Fanny's cousin. Okay, cause it was all girls up there. And next thing
Hmm.
you know, Case was like, yo, he's coming up here. They all, yo, when I went upstairs one time with Case, I'll never forget. When I went upstairs one time with Case, they all was walking around with nightgowns on. Case in one room, they was all in the room with nightgowns on with Case. Case was sniffing coke. Case like Johnny. It looked like Caligula. Case laying in the bed. They all was around Case, feeding him coke, going in his pocket. So I said, "Yo, Case, when you hold your pants, he's like, yeah, hold my pants, Johnny. I'll be out here in about a
So
couple
you clipped
hours,
them instead of them, huh?
huh?
You clipped them instead of them, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. I was like, nah, y'all not taking my money. Y'all not taking my money. But Fanny was never there. Fanny was
Yeah, because she
never
was with
there.
L.
Yeah, she was with L. You know, so I was like, ah, man. Yep. Yeah, so I made sure that I think it was another one. I think it was four sisters all together. And then L came up there. L was DJing. L was the DJ. L was the DJ. Oh my God.
What happened?
Yo, a fucking pothole exploded.
Oh, I see all the, oh, okay, I see it in your glasses.
Yeah. Yo. Come on, man. I'm trying to get home. I'm
How
trying
far
to
you
get
away?
home. Oh, I'm right down the block.
Oh, okay.
I'm right down the block. but there's no place to turn at because the highway, yo, it's a major flood out here, you know. So I'm trying to figure out which way I'm going, but I'm following these cars. I'm following the cars all the way down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I do. Oh my God, a accident right here. Nigga went the wrong way. Oh,
I thought you moved out the hood, nigga.
yo, I'm out the hood. I'm out the hood, but I still be seeing people in the hood.
mm.
You know,
You know what
because
I'm
the
saying?
people.
All that stuff that's going on down the block from your crib.
Oh yeah, yeah. What the fuck,
How
man?
you like my black drop tonight?
Oh, that look good. God damn, the fuck I ran over.
I heard it too.
Yeah,
Sound like something metal.
yeah. Lady getting out of, lady getting out of car. Yo, what the fuck I ran over? I gotta put my high beams on. Yeah, yeah. I think that was the oh shit.
What happened?
Yo, fuck
We having live drama going on right now as we
yeah.
speak on TAC through Adversity Cup Change podcast. Check it out. It's live.
Yo, motherfucking potholes is all up in the street.
Hmm. Well, here you
Oh,
have it in Queens. They got a pothole explosion. You got some breaking news right now.
yeah, potholes all on the street, cars them crashed and all that. God damn. Look. Car done crashed and all that.
Hmm. Your camera just went off.
Oh,
It went black. Oh, there you
you
go.
see?
Yeah, I
I gotta
see.
move over because there's a pothole in the street. Yo, oh my God. Cars is all fucked all up. Potholes all. God damn. It's a flood. It's a flood and all that.
Yeah, it was a flood in front of my building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came down crazy hard.
Yo, did it?
Beautiful thing. God said the earth needs some water.
Yeah. Oh, God. Dang.
Shit, you in the truck. You ain't got nothing to worry about.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
All right, baby boy, let me do this podcast.
Okay. All right, Rich.
I'll holler at you later.
Okay,
All right, good looking. Thanks for coming in.
okay.
All right, one. Yeah, that was Johnny Wawa. You know, giving me a little rhythm, which is a beautiful thing. Well, like I told you, tonight's topic is forgiveness. I'm gonna give you 30 reasons why we need to forgive others and ourselves, and that equals explanation. Forgiveness of others. It breaks the cycle of retaliation. Holding a grudge invites more conflict. Forgiveness stops the back and forth of hurt. Let me say that again. It breaks the cycle of retaliation. Holding a grudge invites more conflict. Forgiveness stops the back and forth of hurt. And these are the things that we have to do. Like, I know it's difficult for a lot of people to forgive. But in order for God to forgive you, you have to be able to forgive, because if you don't, He doesn't have a right to forgive you. So, we must move on in our lives. We must make amends. We must keep pushing, but we can't be doormats. That's the one thing we can't be. So, you take it as it comes, but, always do the right thing. And forgiveness is part of the right thing. It protects your mental health. Chronic resentment is linked to depression and anxiety. Forgiveness lowers that risk. It's like I tell people, when people don't care about you, right? And they've shown you that, why why do you hold a grudge against them? They already shown you they don't care about you. And all resentment is, and hate and anger towards another person, it's like taking poison thinking that they're going to die. They already don't care about you. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? All that, like it said, it makes anxiety. I don't want that in my life. My life is peaceful. I love peace. Forgiveness lowers physical stress. Unforgiveness keeps cortisols high. Forgiving reduces blood pressure and muscle tension. When you forgive, man, it's a healer. Not just with your spirit, but with your organs. It helps when you have no stress. Your organs function better. But when you have stress, all kinds of things happen, and you have to learn to let go and let God. It's about forgiveness. This is why this platform is called TACC. Through adversity comes change. 5 principles, 3 articles, one healer. And the healer is helping everyone to self achieve and appreciate love. And like I was showing you earlier, my book, TACC, Through Adversity Comes Change by me, it's on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. I guarantee you, once you read it, it's going to make you reflect, and it might change your life for the better. Forgiveness, it allows relationships to heal. Let me say that again. Forgiveness allows relationships to heal. Without forgiveness, even the best relationships fracture permanently, and that's one thing that I can truly say. I've forgiven everyone. Of course, I don't stress about nothing. I don't worry about nothing and nobody, that is not in my inner circle. And it is what it is. You're going to go through life, whereas people are going to come in your life. It's going to be family members. It's going to be friends. It's going to be whatever. And they're not going to be there forever. So the whole thing is, you have to understand, man, self preservation is the first rule of nature, you know. And like I said, you don't have to be a doormat, but you have to forgive. And you'll never forget. Forgiveness models maturity for your child. Kids learn how to handle pain by watching you forgive. If you forgive and you show your children it, anything we show our children, they watching. Just know that at all times they're always watching. And the beautiful thing about it is, when you give positive, they're gonna learn up doing. They're gonna grow up doing positive. When it's a lot of negative, they're gonna have that in their lives. So it's up to you on how you want to raise your child. But the beautiful thing about it, when you forgive, it teaches them as well as you. Forgiveness prevents bitterness from shaping your identity. Refusing to forgive can turn you into someone you don't recognize. It's like a person is a peaceful person, and then someone does something to them, and they don't have any heart to forgive, and they become monsters in the process of what they say, trying to get back or whatever, but the whole thing is these things happen in life, so we have to be able to understand certain aspects of life, and forgiveness helps us to understand these things. It frees up emotional energy. Resentment is exhausting. Forgiveness redirects the energy towards growth. Like I tell you, I got shot 9 times last year. I didn't get bitter. I forgave, and I moved on. I wrote a book, and now I have a podcast within a year's time. So you can't tell me it can't be done. you know, I had one of the worst atrocities done to me, and I was still able to forgive and push past that and keep pushing. You have to be able to reinvent yourself and change your mindset. And we, well, I'm saying me, I'm 61 years old. I'm not getting younger, and I have to get prepared for the grave. So, there's certain things that you have to do in order for you to prepare. And forgiveness is a big part of that. It doesn't excuse the wrongs. Forgiveness acknowledges the hurt but chooses not to be ruled by it. Dig how deep that is. I'm gonna read that one back for you again. Forgiveness doesn't excuse the wrong. Forgiveness acknowledges the hurt but chooses not to be ruled by it. You can't let it rule you. You know, you have to be able to forgive to move on, because when you don't, you get ruled. And who wants to be ruled? By an emotion that really doesn't matter, because like I said, the people don't care about you. So it doesn't matter what they say, feel, and think. Just like I tell you, with $3.50 and what a person say, feel, and think, which one to get you on the train? The $3.50. So the whole thing is, you have to learn these different things in life, and it comes in time. It's not gonna happen overnight. So you just have to, just keep trying to learn, keep asking God to show you, and after time, it happens. You have to have a relationship with the Most High. It weakens the power of the offender. Let me say that again. Forgiveness. It weakens the power the offender has over you. As long as you refuse to forgive, they still control your emotions. It, they're actually renting space in your head, because you're upset, but they're not, because they really don't care about you. I have people like that in my life right now, and I don't, I don't worry about it because I've forgiven them already. And I know a lot of times going through things in life, people want you to be angry and upset, want you to be miserable, but I'm at peace. I don't have time for that. This life is not long for me, and like I said, I ain't living 61 more years, so I don't have time for frivolous stuff of this world. It's time to prepare for the next one. But I got to get my money right so I can get out of here by 2030. Like I said, you know, so I can go and do what I need to do. It opens the door for the other person to change. People who feel condemned rarely change. People who feel forgiven sometimes do. And like I said, sometimes if you forgive a person, it might make them change. But you have to take the first step. You have to make the change to forgive. And until you do that, it's not going to happen. It reduces revenge fantasies. And I know, A lot of people have these, things that they, I ain't gonna even get into it. Those thoughts consume time and peace. Forgiveness quiets them. See, because when you forgive them, you don't have them kind of thoughts no more. Maybe every once in a purple moon, they pop up if something happened between you or whatever, and them or whatever. But on the whole, once you forgive, man, and you give it to God for real, sincerely, with your heart, none of that stuff bothers you. Trust and believe. It aligns with the reality that everyone fails. You too have needed grace. Offering it keeps you humble. One second. Let me say that one again because the fire truck went by. It aligns you with the reality that everyone failed. You too have needed grace. Offering it keeps you humble. And everybody has messed up before and needs to be forgiven. So, you can't hold people uh, uh, to a higher standard that you want to be held to. It allows closure without an apology. You can forgive, and even if the other person never says sorry, freeing yourself regardless. One of the greatest feelings that I had in my life. Wait for the truck. One of the greatest feelings I had in my life, right? I don't know if it's one night or a bunch of nights when God touched my heart to make me forgive everybody who's wronged me and not hold a grudge. But when I got my peace is when I was able to forgive me after that, realizing that, we make mistakes. Like I said, you know, you might need grace one day. I've needed grace before. So I get it. And this is why I don't hold grudges. This is why I forgive people. It takes too much time and energy to hold on to hate. I don't never want nothing to control me like that again. I was in prison 28 years and I've been on probation, what, five, five, 3. So 28 years plus 13 years on probation. You do the math. I don't want nothing to ever consume my life like that ever again in life. So forgiveness is the best solution for me to keep my peace so I can keep moving on in my life and doing the right thing by me and the people that I have love for. I still pray for everybody every day, whether they love me or not, because that's what forgiveness is. I want for you what I want for myself. Just that simple. It prevents one wound from infecting every area of life. Unforgiveness leaks into work, parenting, and friendships. Just think about that for a second. Like they say, no scorn like a woman scorn. You know what I'm saying? And when you hold grudges, it leaks into all aspects of your life. Like I said, parenting, children, friendships, marriage, because you're too busy stuck on not forgiving someone for what they did. And it's too easy to let it go. It's already done. Why hold on to it? Forgiveness is the best cure for any ailment because now you have time to utilize your time to think of something to do something positive in your life. Like I said, after my shooting, I didn't let that consume me. I went to work. I wrote a book. My book right here. Through Adversity Come Change. It's on Amazon by me, Rich Coleman. You know, and that's you know just the beginning of the things that I got. Like I told you, when I was in prison, I reinvented myself over 10 years ago and changed my mindset. I created 30 apps divisive business concept. I have like 10 business plans I had done. So I prepared myself. This is just the beginning. Inshallah, it's going to get greater. But my mission is to help people to heal, learn their lives from the truth so we can come together as a people. And this is what we need. Look what's going on in the world. We're being raped in our face by a person who can't even keep their eyes open, you know, and it's sad. So it's time for us to step up. And my part is helping y'all to heal so that we can be on one accord, so that we can do positive things for everybody on the whole who wants peace. You know, like I said, the third principle was helping everyone accept, achieve, and appreciate love. Not the third principle, but the after the three articles. So you got to learn to forgive, but forgive yourself so you can be at peace. Forgiveness. It is the only path to genuine reconciliation. You can coexist without forgiving, but you cannot truly connect. And these things are so true. You know, Now, forgiveness of yourself. Self forgiveness stops the loop of shame. Endless self punishment doesn't undo the past, it only poisons your future. See, because while you keep letting it play in your head and, rent space in your head, it's messing up your focus for your present and your future. And you just have to let it go. Sometimes you just got to say, hey, it restores your ability to try again. Without self forgiveness, you stay paralyzed, afraid of repeating mistakes. You're afraid to even do something when you keep beating yourself up. You have to be able to stop beating yourself up. It separates your action from your worth. You did a bad thing. You are not a bad person. This distinction is vital. Can't beat yourself up. It prevents performative self destruction. Hurting yourself more doesn't help anyone. Forgiving yourself allows repair. And this is what we do when we don't forgive, especially ourselves. We beat ourselves up. Like I tell you, I had low self esteem. So I beat myself up a lot. And then I got bullied as a kid. So I beat myself up thinking that I wasn't enough or good enough until I got older. So these things, I've been through some traumas in my life that thank God, I'm past them. It models self compassion for others. When you forgive yourself, you give permission to those around you to do the same. Like I tell you, I forgive everybody. I don't hold no grudges. I'm not going to let nothing eat me alive, especially about somebody who don't care about me. That's the last thing I'm going to do. It makes you safer to be around. People who hate themselves often lash out. Self forgiveness reduces that risk. And that's the truth. Hurt people hurt people. But when you heal, you only want nothing but the best for everyone. It turns guilt into wisdom. Guilt without forgiveness just repeats. Guilt with forgiveness becomes a lesson. You have to learn. That's why I always tell you, you have to pay attention and you have to be 100% real with you, not no one else, because it's you that needs to heal. And it also allows you to receive forgiveness from others. If you can't forgive yourself, you reject or discuss their forgiveness or distrust their forgiveness. My bad. It stops you from projecting self content onto loved ones. Unforgiving people often accuse others of the same faults because they don't know how to heal. And the crazy part about it, I can give you a perfect example right now. But I don't want people to think that I'm taking shots at them. And when you're not healed, you don't see what a person is trying to show you something. Right away, you get into the defensive. Oh, he's putting my business or whatever. That's not the case. One second, gotta get some water. Ah, yeah, that was I needed. It is required for real change, forgiveness. Change comes from hope, not from self-loathing. Self-forgiveness gives you hope. And see, this is, like I said, this is one of the things that got me to my peace. Being able to forgive not only others, but me. Knowing that everything starts and ends right here with me. Period. It breaks addiction to past mistakes. Ruminating on one failure can become a lifelong habit. Forgiveness ends it. Because we we are our worst critics, and it's understandable. It prevents you from becoming your own abuser. You wouldn't let someone else torment you forever over one mistake. Don't do it to yourself. And that's what a lot of people do. And that's real. And this is why you have a lot of suicides. You have a lot of people hurting themselves, all kinds of things, because they haven't been able to forgive themselves. And there's nothing that you can do on this earth that God won't forgive you if you repent. So why not ask for forgiveness so you can forgive yourself? Makes sense. It allows you to apologize sincerely. Self hatred produces hollow, frantic apologies. Self forgiveness produces calm, responsible ones. It is the only way to truly move forward. The past cannot be changed, but your relationship with it, forgiveness is that change. And this is some real stuff here. And if you're being honest to yourself, you're going to say what I'm saying is right. It's easy to hate, but it's hard to love. And for me now in my life, it's easier to love than to hate. When I was living that life, yeah, it was easier for me to hate than love. But I'm not that person no more. And never, nor do I want to be him ever again in life. I want to live the rest of my life at peace, helping people, put smiles on people's face, man. Help people to grow, live right, do right. And like I said, I don't want to do it here in America. I want to leave by 2030. So I have 4 years and change to get me some real money so I can get out of here. And I pray that this is one of my platforms that will get me there. Because I have quite a few. But life goes on. But you must forgive. A second, let me get another sip of water. Ah, I want to give y'all some questions, and then I want you to ask yourself these. Who is one person you have not forgiven, and what has holding on to that cost you? These are questions for you. What would you do with emotional energy you spend on resentment? These are questions. Do you believe forgiveness means you have to keep that person in your life? Why or why not? What is the difference between forgiveness and pretending nothing happened? I'm letting you answer these questions yourself. Is there a mistake you have made that you have never forgiven yourself for? If a friend made that same mistake, would you forgive them? If yes, why not yourself? How has self punishment ever helped you change from the let me say it again. How has self punishment ever helped you change from for the better? Be honest. What would change in your daily life if you truly forgave yourself for your biggest regret? Like I said, these are questions for you to ask yourself. Do you confuse forgiving someone with trusting them again? How does that confusion trap you? Have you ever been forgiven by someone who had every right to stay angry? How did that feel? What is the first physical sensation you feel when you think an unforgiven hurt? Let me say that again. What is the first physical sensation you feel when you think of an unforgiven hurt? If you refuse to forgive yourself, are you really trusting that God, the universe, grace is bigger than your mistake? Who taught you how to forgive? And did they teach you well? These are questions, like I said, for you to ask yourself. Think of someone who hurts you unintentionally. Does intent change whether you need to forgive? When you say, I can't forgive, what are you really afraid will happen if you do? Have you ever demanded an apology that even after you got it, you didn't heal? It didn't heal you? What did that teach you? And a lot of times, we hold on to stuff that we think we've let go, and it comes in time. Give times, and you will heal. Everything comes in time. What is one lie you believe about self forgiveness? Example: is letting myself off the hook. How many years have you carried a grudge that the other person probably doesn't even remember? That's like I said, drinking poison, thinking that they're gonna something gonna happen to them. No, you're gonna die because you drunk the poison. Let it go. What would you tell a child who was ashamed of a mistake they made? Now say that to yourself. What you say to the child. Is there someone you need to ask forgiveness from, but your own shame is stopping you? How would your relationship with yourself change if you practice self forgiveness every morning? These questions to ask yourself. How would you, what does the phrase forgiveness is for you, not for them, mean to you? And do you believe it? Name one small step you could take today towards forgiving yourself or someone else. Like I said, these are questions you need to ask yourself. If you know you only had 6 months to live, which grudges would you suddenly seem what let me say it again. If you knew you only had 6 months to live, which grudges would suddenly seem meaningless? You might have a beef with somebody close to you in your family, and you're about to die. Are you gonna give that up? Or you gonna die with it? Think of a time you were forgiven. Did it make you want to be better or worse? Now apply that to someone you need who needs your forgiveness. What emotion is harder for you? Forgiving others or forgiving yourself? Like I said, these are questions to ask yourself. How does your upbringing, faith, culture, family make forgiveness easy or harder? Can you forgive someone and still set a boundary? What would that look like in your life right now? What would change in your community if your people chose forgiveness over retaliation? And last but not least, after tonight, what is one forgiveness action you are willing to take before tomorrow ends? I'm gonna say that one more time. After tonight, what is one forgiveness action you are willing to take before tomorrow ends? You know, you tell me. And these are questions for you, and you only. You know, everybody has some form of regret or don't want to forgive until you heal. It's going to be there. It's going to be a part of your life. And this is why I say, like, you know, I'm good by myself. Sometimes I may get a little lonely, but I'm cool. And how I manage it, all them years I was in them cells by myself. You know, here I have entertainment. I got TV with all channels. I got two phones. I got a computer, a laptop, a tablet. I have a lot of things and then I have a brain first, and my brain is what creates all of this that you see. My thing is just trying to help us to heal, man. I'm telling you, man, ain't nothing like peace, man. It's nothing like peace, man. I shit you not. This is a beautiful thing, man. It's nothing to, like, man, I can't even explain it. It's just a beautiful thing. And I wish each and every one of y'all would experience it. But I know pride ain't gonna let you face your fears. It's not gonna let you even attempt to heal. But that's how it goes. Like I said, I just want us to heal, each and every one of us, so that we can be on the same page and really do something fantastic for this earth, period. It's up to you. I only can give you the message. It's like I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. It's up to you. I'm giving you a platform, a program, and a movement that if you join, you're gonna be fantastic in some time. But hey, I can't make you come. You gotta want to do it yourself. Like I tell you, it gotta be right here and then here. But I think I gave you all enough for the night. It's Tac Man out. Y'all have a blessed night. Get your life right and get your connection with God right. Only way it's gonna work. Tac Man out. Peace.